that for tonight. And it's feeling right. I don't know, but something about rock bottom is like a good place to like, first of all, remind yourself that nobody, and I mean nobody, will ever play in your face again. Like nobody can play in your face ever again, right? Nobody can play in your face. And with that being said, I will rest knowing that I literally gave all the grace I could give. I really gave all that I could give. I literally was as patient as I could. I know how to be. So I will have the utmost peace in whatever happens as a result, because I'll know that my heart and everything was in my heart and my mind was in the right place. But there's a certain line where you got to love and respect yourself, because your love for another person cannot exceed that. It just can't. Because then you won't be loving yourself. And so that's what I'm learning in this season as tough lessons. Like, there is a limit to where I can no longer love a person anymore in the manner that I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, love, it has different expressions. And so, you're about to manifest the wrath side of love, I guess. For lack of a better word. I really wish this child was going to sleep, but I'm not even going to emphasize that, because at the end of the day, YOLO. I mean, this is a very, very unique time in our lives. So it's like, literally like yesterday we went to the park after dark. And it was nice. It's like a waterfront situation. And actually people were up. It was around 11 o'clock at night. And people were chilling. There was people out there dancing. It was nice, actually. And I was like, oh, this is low-key a vibe. I anticipate. I mean, I'll leave my opinion about the dancing to myself, but it still was kind of vibey. It was vibey. I felt like they were having a good time, and that's what made it enjoyable. I wasn't all that impressed by their dance moves, per se, but I enjoyed watching them enjoy themselves, and I also enjoyed having something unique to do at a really random time of the night where there was nothing else I could really do. So I just appreciated the moment for what it is. I almost wanted to start dancing with them low-key. Little boy, get up there. But what's wrong? This is why you need to be asleep. But yeah, I don't know how much I'm really gonna have to say or whatever, but I just felt like I gotta, instead of me like, I have my moments. I'll break down crying. I break down. I mean, this is painful to experience. But then I have so much joy on the other hand, because I just know it's about to go up. I just know it's like, first of all, there's nowhere to go but up. And then furthermore, it's just like, wow. Shy, stop. It's just like, wow, I'm going to be blessed so beyond, because I've already been promised that I'm going to be blessed. So it's like, I know that's pretty much a guarantee. Can you stop? Oh my gosh. And so I guess there's a sense of peace also in it. So I go from breaking down, crying, feeling like I'm dying, because I guess I am quite literally, dying to my old life, the flesh, all that stuff, and it's a process of it's just a process. And then on the other hand, I have so much joy of what's to come. So it's giving me certain contentment. So that I'd be somewhere in between, or I go back and forth with it, because it's painful. It's painful to experience. It's painful to be in a space like this, especially when you're just like, okay, this is not okay. What do I do? Really what I do to move forward. And so, with that being said, the answer kind of to that, or at least something I came up with, as I said, this is a good time in my life to kind of begin to commit and make promises to myself. Like, begin to like tell myself who I am and really like embody it. And really, hold myself to a standard where I can begin to trust my own word. And like, I feel like I've done that. I feel like I've improved in that, in my self-talk, the way I speak to myself, and how I show up for myself when I'm in need, and just acknowledging my needs even when I don't really exactly know how to get them met. But like, being gentle with myself enough to know that I'm going to make mistakes and I'm not going to always get it right. And I have a baby that really needs to go to sleep. Go to sleep, please, and stop testing me, because I'm being nice. But I have a very, 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 very thin limit right now because I'm on a freaking edge, honestly. So I'm really trying to be patient with you, but no, go to sleep. Okay? Night time. All right, so I guess I lost my recording. But I guess long story short, what I was trying to say was it's a good time, I feel, to like, because I've unlocked a new level of like nobody gets to play in my face after, like, legit, like never again. Then that lets me know that there's a whole new level of like self-love that's on the horizon. There's a whole new level of like self-trust, where I'm not going to be as much of a doubter in myself and my instinct and my intuition, and knowing that I know the right thing to do and just doing it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of this was due to just the hesitation of me feeling like I didn't know if I was making the right choice, and like second guessing myself. It really was that. I think that's what the realization, at least I feel like I've come up with, that makes this situation make a little more sense. It was just simply me not trusting my own intuition and knowing what was up and acting accordingly. And just giving someone a little bit, way too many chances. And I was just like, why? Was I like that? What was that about? And I guess it will still unfold in time, because it's like fresh and new, and it's like you're learning things for the first time. So it's like, it's very complex and very complicated how things just are the way they are, to be honest. Sometimes it's so frustrating that it's like, sometimes it feels like it's not even worthwhile to even give a crap, for real. Like, to even care that much to pay attention to stuff like that. Like, it really starts to feel really pointless. It really do. Like, just life is just like ridiculously overwhelming and impossible, to be honest with you. Like, I just feel that way. And the more that I try to make sense. Okay. So take two. Yeah, I think after a while you realize life is impossible, and it's kind of pointless to try to like make stuff make sense, because some stuff just don't make freaking sense. It's just a lot. And even if it did make sense, it's like, you know how much time it's going to take to try to like even piece stuff together? Is it even worthwhile? I guess after a while it makes me wonder, like, is it even worthwhile seeking these answers or trying to make sense of this certain situations? Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. And so maybe in time I will, or you know what I'm saying? Maybe if I wasn't, wrecking my brain, eventually the answers would come to me, or just would flow in a way that is just like, oh, okay, I get it. I understand. Or I don't understand, but I have peace with the fact that I just don't understand. But I don't know. I just felt like I said, I go back and forth between like, feel like I'm dying, crying with my eyes, my whole soul out, and then feelings like I want to celebrate and be happy and know that, and having a peace where I know that this is not in vain and this is not going to be wasted, and everything about this situation and this season is just, it's going to come together. It is going to will make sense, maybe, you know what I'm saying? And whatever that looks like, I feel like it will bring another level of peace. But it's just like, yeah, I just have a part of me that just I don't know. It's already on that side of things, and just wanted more so to just live there instead of focusing on, I guess, stupid stuff. I want to say stupid stuff, but just stuff that just don't really, I don't know. To be honest with it, I don't even have the words, but so I felt like a new level of self-love is being unlocked. Because like I said, nobody gets to play in my face ever again. Ever. And honestly, I need to stop being so quiet and so, you know what I'm saying? I need to buck back. I feel like that's what's about to come out of me. Because I felt like my voice is, had gotten lost, but it's like now I feel like I'm about to get it back. I'm about to get that rah times like 1,000, where I don't know. A lot of people probably won't like me because of that. Or I don't even say they won't like me, but I felt like, especially people who's used to me not speaking to my mind, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I have the discernment to know when to say stuff and when not to, but I felt like I was giving a little too much in that lane. Like it's a lot more that I need to say. I realized like I need to call people out. I need to. People are way too comfortable lying. Way too comfortable lying, and I am way too uncomfortable in calling them out on their BS. And it'd be small stuff. It'd be like the stupid stuff. It's like, yeah, it's stupid. Why would they lie? I'm talking even people I don't barely know. Like even customer service people, when they tell you, yeah, the system, we can't do anything because the system, da 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 da. Like, I'm to a point where I'm about to start calling everybody out, including them, like, stop lying. No, I mean, when I say calling people out, I mean, quite literally. Like, and I just mean not discriminating. When someone tells me something that I know is a flat out blatant lie, and you know what I'm saying? It makes it uncomfortable because it's like, dang, sometimes you just let people rock. Because it's like, I know, I peep. And I know that sounds like some bull crap. So to spare you the embarrassment of calling you out or whatever the case may be, to just spare you because it's not, it's not worth it. It's not worth my time or energy to go there. And sometimes it's genuinely not, right? But I'm saying it's to a point though where people just, like I said, they're just a little too comfortable, and I'm a little too conditioned to just let stuff slide to spare people. But it's like, for what? I don't know. This is a good example that just came to my mind. So this is what I mean when I say it. So one day I was on the bus, and this dude, he was asking people, I assumed he was asking for money. So I didn't know what he was saying, but they was like, no, sorry, can't help you out with that, da da da. So he asked like 2 people before he came around to me. And what he was asking, long story short, was if he could pay me, I want to say like, I don't know if he said an amount. If he did say an amount, I think he said $30. But he said, could he pay me to return something to Target for him because he doesn't have his ID? And my immediate response was like, I don't remember, what did I say? What did I say out of my mouth? Because I think in my mind I already knew when he came around to me, my answer was going to be no. And so I think I just went with that to spare him, right? But when it settled on me, I was like, no, this motherfucker's trying to set me up. Like, and I just handled it so politely, but really I should have called him out because first of all, stop lying. You do have your ID. Stop lying. You have an ID. And even if you don't, if in a slim chance that I'm going to buy the excuse that you don't have your ID, because I know what it sounds like to me is you just don't want to give your ID. And so you're looking for some idiot that you can pay to give up their ID for what probably is stolen merchandise or something really shady, obviously, because you're telling me that you don't have your ID, and furthermore, you would have to ask a total stranger to do this favor for you that you're willing to pay for, by the way. Instead of like your mama, your best friend, you mean to tell me nobody could have given you their ID to return this? You had to resort to asking random people on the bus to use their ID to return something. So it's like, nah, you're just trying to set me up. And I think I was with my child at the time, so it's like I got a whole kid, and like I wasn't trying to be offended in a sense of like, oh, you just chose me, because technically he was asking just anybody, right? But at the end of the day, he needed to be called out on his BS, because it was like, no, you do got your ID. Why don't you have your ID? Like, I should have asked more questions. You know what I'm saying? And that's me. And I feel like that was my discernment telling me like, nah, this is a shady ass proposition to be asking me to return something on your behalf because you don't have your ID. Like, you have your ID. First of all, stop lying. You have your ID. If you don't, I should have asked questions like, where's your ID? Why don't you have an ID? Why you didn't ask your mama? Why you didn't ask your cousin, your sister, your nephew, you know, your neighbor? You asking random people on the bus for their ID? Like, what are you trying to set me up? Like, seriously, it was like that. It was like, and those are the situations where I just would typically not say anything, because it's like I peep and I don't know, or at least I knew in my mind I had already decided I wasn't going to do it anyways. So I didn't feel like necessary to give that person that long lecture, but possibly, because like that's what we were called to do. We called to be the light. We got to call people out on their BS sometimes. And you know what I'm saying? That could have probably stopped him from going in a whole, like, who knows what he's mixed up in and what he was into and all that stuff. And maybe me checking him respectfully, you know what I'm saying? Respectfully, but me checking him, letting him know, like, don't play with me. Like, don't come for me like that. Like, you don't know me. You trying to set me up because I got a kid, and you trying to bribe me with $30 to be involved, whatever nonsense you got going on. You know, I don't even necessarily have to say it like that, but essentially, like, this is what I mean. Like, I got to start calling people out. I can't let people play in my face. For one, when you call people out too, it's going to sharpen your discernment as well. Because I know for a fact I was on point. And I realized that after the fact, I'm like, wait. When I already knew I was going to say no, but when I really thought about it, I was like, this motherfucker is trying to set me up. Like, I don't even know what you into, but that sounds really shady that you would ask random people on the bus for their ID to return something that you could easily probably do yourself, but there's a good reason why you won't want to, which means you don't got a problem throwing, my name under the bus. And that is shady to me. That is very effed up. And a person needed to be called out for that. Because again, I don't know what else you might be into. And, that could have saved you from going down the wrong path. Just me checking your ass. So, yeah, I feel like situations like that, I mean, it will sharpen your discernment. That lets you pick up on some nonsense you can smell a mile away. Like you're going to have to. Because the more you let stuff slide, do you know what I mean? Like in this situation, I feel like I let a dude slide so much that I did lose my intuition. Like, not even that I lost it, but it was like my voice was essentially silenced. Like my intuition, I couldn't hear it no more. Like it was there all along, but I'm ignoring it by not calling things out or by not holding people accountable. Do you know what I mean? Not even just like I peep you, but now that means because I peep you, I have to move accordingly. I can't just peep you and then we argue and then that's the end of it. No, there needs to be some accountability after a while if you keep doing the same thing, because after a while I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to be, I'm going to tune it out. And in the meantime, I'm numbing and quiet and silencing my inner voice, which is the voice of God. And that's a problem. And so now I'm in situations like this because I'm like, I just really didn't hold them accountable sooner, basically. I just let them keep playing in my face and lying to me, and me believing like, oh, trying to see the good in the person, trying to see the best in them, trying to hope that they would actually have changed. Instead of saying, you know what, no. Earlier on, they need to be held accountable. The sooner the better, really. And you let them know you ain't playing. And you draw the line there. That's why I say no, never again will anybody play in my face, because, nobody's ever getting me in a position where they've played in my face so bad to the point that now I have to kind of like, I don't even know how to word it. But it's certainly, like, now I have to recover, essentially, because, like, damn. I wouldn't have had to, it would have been no recovery necessary because I would have held you accountable and it would have been simple and easy. Do you know what I mean? It was simple as calling the police on your ass. At least one time. But I didn't do that. And that's my bad. But it's like, yeah. Even the small stuff, I don't think I'm gonna let slide. No, I mean, to a degree, like I'm gonna play it by ear. But like, especially when people in customer service, they lie so good. Like they lie like a whole script. They have a whole script that teaches them how to lie to customers. And it's like, no, just keep it real. Just keep it real. I'm not gonna be offended because I know you're just trying to do your job, but like, please stop. I've heard this spiel before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let people play in your face. Keep your discernment sharp, especially in these last days. It's really weird outside. It's really weird outside. And people are lying and scheming and scamming the craziest stuff. And if you don't question anything, if you don't stand for something or fall for anything, that's how the saying goes. So it's like, even if it seems like, oh, you're just being petty, be petty. Be petty. Be petty. Call people out when they're saying stupid stuff, when they're doing shady stuff, when they're being shady, when you know that they're just trying to gas you up, when you know that they don't like you like that, when you peeped their nice, nasty shade. Those are the things that you might let slide. Or you might not let it slide in a sense like you ain't peep it, but let it slide as in you're not going to let it get you riled up to going back and forth with that person or saying something about it. You're just going to let it roll off. You're going to let the dry highs roll off. You're going to let the half-hearted hugs slide. And I just don't want to be that person no more. I'm going to call people out. Am I going to do it in a mean way? I would hope not. Obviously, being that this is the first time in a long time, because obviously when I was probably younger, I didn't have no problem with it. But, over the years, you kind of get conditioned to doing things the world's way, I guess, and silencing your voice, like I said. So it's going to take some practice. Sometimes it will sound a little harsh or petty or like, girl, you're being so petty. Let it go. I don't know. Or sometimes it will be like, I'm glad you said what you said. And sometimes people probably appreciate me calling their ass out. But I just want to have genuine conversations with people. I want to talk to the person. And I don't want to be manipulated. I don't want to be lied to. I don't want to be seeing the good in somebody that they're and hoping that they will change when they really have not changed. and me keep holding on to the clinging to the hope that they have changed is what's making them not change. Basically, it's keeping them the same because I won't just hold them accountable to change. No. So I guess that was the message for what needs to come out, because I really thought I was going to talk about something different, but no, I feel like, yeah, this is why I'm here right now. This is me dealing with the consequence of like letting someone play in my face for far too long and trying to spare them from the natural consequences of their actions. I'm not responsible for that. For what happens to you as a result of you doing the stupid things you have done. Stupid. I want to say stupid, fool. I was going to say foolish because it sounded a little nicer, but no, it's stupid. It's stupidity. I didn't make you do those things. You did it. And I'm not responsible for the things you did. But I can't keep standing in the way of that, because then guess what? I suffer for it. I suffer for it, for being in the way of your natural consequences. Now I'm suffering for it. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh my God. I'm laughing, but this hurts. It does. It hurts, but it feels good at the same time, because I feel like I feel like I got it. I get it. I got it. I absolutely not. I have to get used to calling people out. Yeah, why did you say it like that? Somebody said something to me. And I'm like, well, why did you say it like that? You know, because people will, you know, you can't have the fake friends around you. You got to check them on the little subtle things people say. Because like you think, oh, I'm not going there with this person. I'm just gonna let that slide, because I know my mouth, or I know how I am, so I'm just not going. But you do that enough times, you just letting BS slide by you, and then lo and behold, you got a real problem on your hands because you've ignored your intuition with people. And so, yeah, in short, it's a never again for me. I felt like in my spirit this week, burying the enemy of self-doubt. I think that person who doubted herself, who doubted her intuition, who doubted her abilities, who doubted her self-worth, value, that person is gone. I'm learning to trust myself. I'm learning to, especially over other people that I know be lying. I'm learning to self-trust again. And I'm not going to be doubting myself. Don't doubt yourself. But yeah, I'm not going to be doubting myself. I'm going to know that I know what I know. And I'm going to act accordingly. I'm going to move accordingly on what I know next time. And I'm not going to be giving 50 and 60 and whatever chances. I'm not going to be doing that. Especially with a person who's showing me how they feel about me. Like, I don't know. You prayerfully, you'll come around to it a lot quicker next time. You know what I'm saying? It takes you to really, really low to realize that, sink really, really low to realize, like, dang, this was all because I didn't trust myself. This was all because I ignored my intuition. This is all because I love somebody more than I love myself. This was all because I wanted to protect somebody who essentially want me dead. This is what that is. Not a good feeling, but when you finally get to that point, at least you got to that point. And that's something worth it. But spare yourself next time. Start from the first line. That's what I said. Nobody can play in my face. Not no job, no man, no friend. Nobody can play in my face no more. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get called out. No pastor. Anybody anybody trying to pull a fast one on me is gonna have to hear my mouth. Okay? You're gonna have to hear it. I'm about to ask the questions, okay? And I wanna, I guess, leave it on this quote, scripture, because it just came to me. They speak well of me, but their hearts are far from me. And man looks at the heart. God looks at the heart. Man looks at the outer. Look at people's heart. Listen to out of the abundance of the heart, his mouth speaks. Listen to what people say. Listen to how they maneuver. I say listen to how they maneuver. Watch how they maneuver. Listen to what's on their heart, how they're speaking, how they're maneuvering. Do their words and actions align? Start asking questions, because people can speak well of you, but their heart, first of all, it's gonna show. If you pay attention, you'll see what's on their heart about you. You will know a person's heart about you. You just have to not ignore it when you see it. And you gotta trust it, and you gotta move accordingly. You gotta be afraid to, you can't be afraid to do the hard things as a result of seeing what you know you're seeing. Because you'll suffer for it. Either way. What they say, indecision is still a decision. Inaction, it's still, something's going to be done regardless. So you might as well get active, get into action, because, yeah. But I'm going to leave it there, because I'm going to start repeating myself, and it'll start to get annoying probably. So let's leave it there. Just pay attention to what people say and do it line up. And if it don't, you might have to call some people out. The sooner, the better.